And just like that, we're live.
Great.
I need to open the chat.
We did it.
Greetings from Canada.
Yep.
Finally, there's a Canadian on the podcast.
Thank God.
Yeah,
Fuck.
Someone actually in Canada. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. It's real cold.
Oh yeah, no, we're in a cold snap. It's
It is
making up
so-
for how
it is
warm
so
it was.
cold.
It got stupid cold in the last couple days for sure.
Yeah.
It's real bad.
Just like walking like to my car into the house, like my ears are already real cold.
Yep. I'm with you on that one.
Apologies for my audio quality this week. I'm using a gaming headset with my mom's bad laptop on Wi-Fi, and Skype is already fighting us significantly.
Significantly
Also,
fighting us.
the video looks terrible. At least mine does.
Yeah, and I'm just fixing your framing right now because the different camera has a little bit different of an aspect ratio. There we go.
Right.
There he is.
Right.
There's
But
a
hey,
special little guy. Not just your forehead.
Why is the mail app opening? Oh god, this laptop.
Yeah.
What I love about it too is that the mail app opening, I think, significantly decreased your audio level because
Wait,
you
really?
were quiet for a second and now you're fine.
Oh, I may have been talking a bit quieter.
Oh,
Who
maybe.
knows?
It sounds
Yeah,
like
this-
Skype auto ducking or something is messed up.
Oh, fair
Oh,
enough.
actually, it's probably that because this is a different Skype.
Yep.
But I'm signed in. I'm signed into my account. You would think they would hold the same settings over.
No.
Nah, it's PC. It's PC specific.
Yep.
That's
This
probably
is
what it is. Luckily, the audio version won't be affected by that.
Right.
But the audio version always sounds better.
Sure.
There's that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, how are you enjoying Canada again? Feel like home?
Canada's good. Yeah, it's good to be home.
Mm-hmm.
What was I gonna say? Christmas just happened.
It did.
How was your guys' Christmas?
Long.
It's all right.
Yeah. How was yours?
Okay. Well, I'm glad it was good.
Yeah.
Quick and easy.
Well, I mean, like I went to my sister's place. We hung out there with the family. I gave the nephews a SNES Classic.
Nice.
They were a little too young to appreciate it, but they had fun watching us play it. So.
Nice.
This is the first time you're playing SNES Classic?
Oh no, I've got my own.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool. That's a good gift right there for a kid.
I think my sister was more excited than the boys are going to be.
Sure. For sure. I get it.
give them a year, and then maybe they'll be all for it.
Yeah. For sure.
Did you guys get some cool gifts yourselves? Anything you're excited about?
I got $200, which I already spent.
Nice.
All right. On what?
I'm trying to finish the NES collection, so I bought more NES games.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Cool. Like, what did you pick up? If they're not secret.
Nothing really special. It was all like cheap sports games, so I kind of stretched out the dollar as much as I could.
Okay. All right. You get anything of note, Paul?
No, not anything crazy. I got a bunch of little things, like this banana phone right here, which is actually a
What?
phone. It's a banana
Like a house phone?
Yeah, well, a Bluetooth like thing. Yeah.
Oh, it's Bluetooth it to your cell phone.
Yeah, exactly. A banana phone.
All right. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's a weird thing.
How's the audio quality?
It's fucking terrible. It's real
Yeah, I bet.
bad. Talking into banana is not a good way to talk to people.
Yeah, if we wanted to get the podcast audio real bad, you should have you Skype in from your phone, Bluetooth to your banana phone
Oh
for the
god.
whole episode.
Holy
Oh
shit.
god.
Holy shit. I can't even imagine.
I think there's a fun experiment we could do of how bad can we all get our audio quality to make, but still have it like audible so they can understand us. But
Mhm.
like I'm talking through a tin can, two tin cans connected by a string.
See, all I have to do is flip this switch, and then suddenly you can barely hear me, and I'm beating you to it. See, perfect.
That's pretty
Yeah, there you
good. That's like good quality, bad quality. That's that's
Professional.
Well, I mean, I can hit this.
I just hope that when he hits it again, it actually unmutes.
Yeah. That's what a real cough button is supposed to do.
I remember 2 years ago, I called from hotel Wi-Fi on a tablet for the show
Yeah,
when
I
I was
remember
stuck in Chicago. That was pretty
I remember
bad
that.
quality.
Oh man, don't even
Yep.
remind me. I got to deal with hotel quality in a week.
Yeah,
I mean, the ideal scenario though is it's better than nothing though for the listeners. Hopefully, like it's either bad quality or no podcast.
I'll be
when we-
honest
I mean,
with you. Your
let's not
quality's not
forget-
that bad right now.
Let's be real. Our Game of the Year podcast we did beginning of this year probably tops this one, so don't worry.
as bad quality, you're saying?
Yeah, well, I had to
Okay.
drop the bitrate to like 500 for us to actually get the entire stream going or something like that.
We
I had
didn't
to
think that
mess
set
around a
up
lot of
through.
things.
That we just didn't think that through until it was.
I
too
thought
late.
it was just bad video quality. I thought the audio quality was fine.
I don't.
I mean, we
remember.
were all on one mic. We were all on my snowball. That's all I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
this year's Game of the Year show will be a normal podcast,
Yeah,
and that's happening in 2 weeks, I believe.
2 weeks. Yeah,
I should probably play some games.
Yeah, I need to start putting my actual list together. I have a list of all the things that are contenders. I need to start organizing it now. I haven't done that yet.
I'm all done for 2
All right.
different things. Yeah, actually, I've been just to kind of tie it into what we'll be talking about here. I've been playing some of the games that came out early last year to kind of remind myself of like why they're on where they are in my multiple lists. So that's been kind of cool, revisiting stuff from like.
Wait, you
January.
have games from last year?
No, from like January and February, from early in the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably good to do. Because I know, like online, I'm seeing a lot of people like completely forgetting games.
Yeah.
Like Gravity Rush 2 came out this year.
Yep, that was super
Oh.
early.
Wait,
Yeah,
that
and
was
I remember-
this year?
That was
Yeah.
this year, and a lot of people really liked it, and then everyone just like completely forgot.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, yeah, that'd be so hard to even rank.
Maybe I'll
Um,
just use that as a segue into what we've been playing, because I'll talk a little bit about that.
Just before that, though, I just want to
Yeah.
sneak in that this is the top-down perspective.
Yeah.
In case they're curious, for December 29th. It's almost New Year's.
Yep.
Last podcast of 2017.
Yep, that's true.
We got John Wheeler, we got Sean Booker, we got Paul Fleck.
Yeah.
And yes, so yeah, what have we been playing? Paul, why don't you start, I guess?
Yeah, I've been revisiting Horizon Zero Dawn, and
Okay.
that game holds up, and I am happy how I'm going to be discussing it. I'll say at the end of the year talks. I think I remembered it maybe a little more fondly than it actually is, because there are some problems with it, but yeah, that's a really good game. That and Nioh specifically. I've been revisiting Nioh, and man, Nioh is a fucker of a game. That is
Like, it's hard?
yeah, there's some real bullshit in that game in a way that I don't know I'm fully behind right now, but like it feels more different than a Souls game, which is why I'm kind of happy, because I remember thinking that it feels too Soulsy, but not like in a good way, but it totally feels like much different replaying it again. Like that was just, I was remembering how that game plays completely wrong. It's much faster. It's much more about chip damage than like getting full like stagger off for most enemies, which is kind of annoying at first, because I like in Dark Souls being able to stagger enemies with certain builds and stuff, and Nioh, some enemies just won't, period, and they're really fucking hard because of it. But overall, yeah, I actually kind of forgot where that game would stand with me at the end of the year, so revisiting it, it kind of wormed its way into some categories, I'll say, that I'm excited to talk more about at length later. But I've been pretty much just revisiting things. I've been playing the Switch a lot because it's been Christmas and I've been traveling. So Mutant Mudds got a lot of play.
Nice.
Again, I should say, because I played it when it came out like 5 years ago on the DS. That game is still real good, I will say. I think
Sorry, which game are we talking about right now from the DS?
right now Mutant Mudds
Okay, I
was
never played this
re-released. It was re-released on Switch as like a deluxe package with
Okay.
three
the other
different
games.
Yeah, the 3 different games or whatever. That game holds up real well. I think some of the ghost level things they make you do are kind of shitty in some parts, but whatever. It's a hard platformer in some parts. It's fine. I guess my biggest problem with it are the granny stages. Some of them have like some blind jumps, which is aggravating to me. In every video game, I don't like leaps of faith and blind jumps. So that game has a lot of those. Like a lot of, you're supposed to boost high into the next part of the screen, and then, oh, there's spikes there, which you wouldn't know the first time going through again. Just stuff like that I find are cheap deaths. So that's a little annoying, but overall, that game is still super fun and way shorter than I remember. I feel like it took longer for me before, and like I played through that in a weekend essentially now, which is kind of too bad. But yeah, that's been fun. Resident Evil Revelations 2 on the Switch is amazing because it has split screen and each person can grab one side of the Joy-Con, one of the Joy-Cons, and you can play that in the worst fucking possible way you could play that game. It's real rough. It's really bad, but it's like novel.
I mean, at least that's good that they included that if that's your only option.
It's so good. Playing that game split screen with a crappy Joy-Con on this little screen that you can barely see anything. It's so good.
On your rooftop patio at your cool Manhattan party.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just thought that was neat that they actually included that. It was pretty good. Good. But yeah, like I said, it's just been kind of catching up with stuff. I just bought a whole bunch of fighting games, so I'll be playing more Tekken 7, and that will probably now land somewhere on my Game of the Year list, I'm assuming, because I love Tekken games, and now I'll get to play it, finally. We'll just see if I'm able... Oh, and Pyre. Pyre's up next, too, this weekend.
You haven't started Pyre yet?
I just got it on sale. I just got home, essentially, like, yesterday.
Okay. Well, I thought you started it maybe, like, during the week or something.
No, if that was on Switch or something, I totally would have, for sure.
Maybe this year. Or, sorry, next year.
Next year. Mm-hmm.
Which game?
Pyre.
I was just saying that if Pyre was on Switch, I would have easily blown through that by now, but...
in regards to Tekken, that's getting a lot of talk because I'm listening to like Game of the Year podcasts and stuff. It sounds really cool.
I mean, I watched the story mode. I know what the story is because I love Tekken's story, and I didn't think I'd be buying the game this year. So I know that it does some batshit great things, but I just want to play it right now before I like... I didn't feel right putting it in a Game of the Year like talk if I didn't play any of it myself.
Sure. So. I don't know. I've been hearing people talk about that on other podcasts.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can do whatever you want for your own lists, obviously. But some people are like, a lot of video games now is like Let's Plays and watching games, and like, is that valid? And
I mean, for a mechanically centric thing like a fighting game, I don't think so.
Sure, and you could make the argument for different games. Like I know people think like Dark Souls is something you need to like feel. Like there's a feel to that. But what about stuff like Life is Strange or like really story-based things?
No, I totally think you can just watch somebody play through that. I'm totally of that opinion.
I'm sure everyone has their own opinion in regards to putting a list together. But yeah, that's kind of an interesting topic. Yeah,
for sure. That's kind of all I've been doing though. So that's it for me.
Okay, John?
Yeah, I still haven't been really playing all that much. I played Yakuza Kiwami still with Reese. We're working through that, doing all the side quest stuff. Nice. It is half the size of Yakuza 0, so we'll get through it a lot faster, but still it's going to take a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Is it better, though? Because this is a remake, right?
This is a remake of the first one, so actually it has like some of the weird janky stuff that Yakuza 1 had. Like weird, like forced tutorials, like a lot of weird fetch quests, stuff like that. So I'd argue Yakuza 0 is better, but Yakuza 1 starts the actual storyline of Yakuza. So
right, and Yakuza 0, they had like 5 games behind them to like perfect this thing.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
makes sense.
Cool. And that's all you've been playing?
Series. And that's pretty much it.
Okay. Well, since I'm on my break now, I've been playing a lot.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about some of these with you.
Yeah, so first off, I started it last time, but I've finished Hellblade.
I feel bad because you seem to be real scared of some parts of that game.
Your Twitter feed was interesting while you were playing that.
Is a liar.
It's
that
not
game
at all
real scary.
No, it doesn't.
I even messaged him saying, like, F you, this game is scary.
It's not at all.
I came to the realization with scary games, I don't like it when it's dark and things are chasing me.
There is
and that
one
game
level
does that
where
at least 3 times.
There's
at
one
least
level.
3 times.
It's one level. It's one chapter, I'll say.
There's 3 different parts. There's the part you and I were talking about.
The beast, we'll say, right?
With the beast, there's that.
Yeah.
There's a part much earlier on where they like blind you so you can barely see around you, and there's like weird creatures that you can't make noise by, and then they drop you in a pool full of them.
I don't remember that part.
There's like a part where you have to do 4 trials in order to get a sword.
Right.
And
yeah.
one of the trials is like a trials of blindness, so you can't really see anything.
You're not being chased there. You're just walking past things.
Yeah, but you have to go real quiet, and if you make too much noise, they start coming after you.
Well, then don't make too much noise. I don't get how this is a hard...
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, just don't be scared. Yeah, I'll do that one next.
Honestly, kind of.
And then there's another part. This one wasn't really so much in the dark, but it was... I think it might have been earlier than that. There's a part where it's kind of a maze, and there's some. It's either just fire, or it's like a fire creature is
it's
like
chasing you. It's like a fire ghost or something. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Which.
Yeah.
I don't like that either. Like, just like leave me alone, okay?
You know what? I'll say for that part, that thing is actually kind of creepy because it's like saying shit to you too. Like, yeah, that part's a little weird. I'll give you that one. I thought the beast part was cool though. That like fight is amazing.
Yeah, that fight's cool. I just like having to run from like one light source to the next. Like, it was at the point where I was like, I know this is like the last section before the end. Otherwise, I probably would have just stopped it because I was like, this is too much for me. I am a baby gamer.
See, for me, like darkness and that sort of thing doesn't scare me. What scares me in video games is the like murky, gross water with shit in it, and like it's just claustrophobic and just like stresses me out. So that's the type of thing that gets me, and that game like does none of that. So I was totally fine.
I'll say the combat does get a bit repetitive.
It gets so bad at some parts,
especially because there's like 4 enemy types, and it's just all right. Now here's like 16 of them you have to fight in a row.
There's like the regular guy, the big guy, the shooting guy, and the fast guy. Like
there's and it's just over and over like that, and the combat doesn't change. Like you get the focus mechanic after your first, after you're like the very first boss fight, and then it doesn't change after that. So that was kind of a bummer as well. But I mean, that game still looks real good. That girl well deserved win at the VGAs for her performance. That was great.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was real good, and I did not play it with a headset. Thank God.
Okay, fair enough.
Thank God.
How long? Without getting into spoiler territory, how long did it take you to find out what the end was trying to get you to do? Because it took me like half an hour, and I just gave in. After that, I was like, I'm tired of this.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I got bored, and I was just like, I want to see if this works, and it did.
So I got pretty good at that section.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really having any trouble with it. But then they introduced like a different thing that like hinders you. So it is impossible. Like
it goes on forever, literally.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. That's what I'm saying. Is eventually they start like just like. Okay, I guess it's not even really a spoiler. There's a part where you have to lose a fight. And they just keep sending guys at you over and over again.
Yeah.
But so I got pretty good at the combat. So I wasn't really going down. Yeah. But eventually, like the screen kind of does like a weird like red flash, and you just like take damage. And she starts stuttering for longer and longer every time it does it. So it doesn't go on forever. It actually just becomes impossible because when you get stuttered, they just will hit you immediately. So the game kind of says like.
You can still dodge when you're hurt and stuff.
Not when the thing like flashes and stuff. Like it literally makes her do like a kind of tripping motion, and she does it for longer and longer every time.
Oh, so it just keeps making you do that until it becomes impossible.
It literally becomes
That's
like
hilarious.
okay, well,
Okay. Sure, why
Yeah,
not?
that's exactly what happens. So there's almost basically a wall there.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could have tried to like run to the other side of the stage.
I was
and hope
wondering
that
if that worked too, but I didn't bother trying, I guess. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Anyways, that beast part that you were talking about, I think, is the coolest fight and the coolest like uh, enemy design and stuff like that.
That might be my favorite like fight of the year in video games. It was just so cool. It made me feel real good.
It was cool. I'd have to think more before making a statement like that, but it was definitely a cool fight for sure. Apart from that, I on the plane coming up here, I played through a game called Old Man's Journey on my phone. I believe this is also on PC.
Okay.
This is just a point and click adventure game where you're and it's actually more of a puzzle game actually, where you just have to get like this old guy to the other side of the screen, and you do that. How do I describe this? So it's 2D, and you'll be on like one plane, and then you need to get to like a different hill, and you can grab that hill and like pull it up so that it intersects with the line that you're on, and now he can get to the next platform. So he's kind of always coming either closer towards the screen or further away. And you just have to kind of figure out how do I get past this obstacle by like lifting this part up, lowering this part.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a puzzle game.
Kind of watching a video on it right now. Looks cool. I like the art style actually.
Yeah, it has a real good art style. I think this may have been in one of the like games for change or narrative game categories on the VGAs. I can't quite remember.
Okay.
But it's like maybe 2 hours long. It's not difficult, but it just looks really nice.
Yeah.
So I really liked the art style on that one. So that's cool. That's called Old Man's Journey.
Yep.
I've also played through all of Wolfenstein II.
Okay.
Started that a few days ago and have been playing that. I set it on the lowest difficulty because I just kind of wanted to get through it and see all these amazing moments. And there's some pretty cool moments. I'd say the first half of that game takes itself pretty seriously, and then the second half, it just goes like
after the thing. Yeah.
After something specific happens, which I'm not going to spoil because it is so good. There's like I think there's like 3 main moments in that game where I was like, wow, this is awesome, or like this is crazy.
Okay, besides the thing, what are the other 2 without using spoiler terms? I'll probably know if you just give like a 1-word answer.
I don't even want to. I don't think I can do it without kind of spoiling what the general concept of it is.
Mainly, I just want to know what the other one is, because there's 2 I know.
I'll talk to you after the podcast. If I was listening, I wouldn't want people to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it. But that game is just a thrill ride. I think the majority of my kills were actually melee ones. I just loved running up to dudes and doing the melee attack. That was so satisfying.
It is, for sure.
I will ask you, Paul. There's a part where you get to pick one of 3 like major upgrades.
The legs.
Which you did the legs? So I didn't do the legs. What does the legs do? What can you do?
Gadget legs. Literally.
You can just like jump really high, or is it like walk around with long legs?
Walk around like on stilts, essentially.
Okay, that's pretty fun. I did the tackling one, which is great.
I didn't do that one. Yeah.
If you run into someone who doesn't have armor, their body just explodes.
Oh, that sounds cool.
That sounds pretty badass.
You know, you can get all 3 by doing side missions.
I didn't know that. I actually didn't do any really of the side missions.
Me neither.
I just did the story stuff.
I don't love that game that much. Like, playing it was kind of a chore in some spots. I love the moments, and that's what kept me going, but I don't like that much as a game.
I liked it. It was going pretty good for me. And
you were also playing on the easiest difficulty.
I was playing the easy, so I just felt like a badass the whole time. So and that's what I enjoyed. John, I think you would really like it.
Yep.
I need to still play the first one though. Is the problem?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if you need to play the first one.
I don't think you do, but you should.
Yeah, I think it's probably good if you do.
Yeah.
But I think those are games you just put on easy just so you can see like the crazy moments that happen. And I'm pretty sure Wolfenstein 2 is coming to the Switch, or it's on the Switch already. It can't.
Wolfenstein 2 will be on the Switch. I forget when.
Yeah.
Which that's really cool to see.
Yeah, for sure.
That credit song is the worst song
It's the
I've ever heard.
fucking worst.
It is so bad.
Because not only is it just a bad rendition of that song, which is by all rights a decent song to begin with, it ruins that moment.
Yeah, and like
it's
it's crazy how bad that song is.
Yeah.
Like, if I was just gonna like make fun of like rock or like hardcore like metal rock songs, like I would pick that guy's voice. I would pick that song. Like it's so bad.
It's a cover of "We're Not
Going
Going to Take It" by Twisted Sister. The only thing is that if you look it up, be careful because it is literally the end, so you might get a spoiler. But it's bad.
Yeah. It's such a bad version
it's
of that
real
song.
bad. Yeah.
So on top of that, I started and played a little bit of Injustice 2.
How is it? Play good?
It plays fine. I don't have a ton really to say about it. I'm just kind of going through some story mode. I like playing as Harley Quinn.
Okay.
She's pretty fun with all of her like guns and stuff. The setup's fun again. Of like Harley Quinn is basically like Batman's Oracle, which is kind of interesting.
Okay.
Like I'll like the setup is, and this isn't much a story. This isn't a spoiler because like this is the kind of the beginning part. Is your son Damian Wayne, who's Robin, is tired of you like not killing the bad guys, so he straight up just like murders Zaz, and then goes and like teams up with Superman to like actually kill bad guys and whatnot.
Is this the Superman from Injustice 1 or?
Yeah. So that's pretty interesting. I hear Supergirl's really good. And I know she's going to be a big part of the story because it like started with her. But I like playing as Harley Quinn so far. I don't really like playing as Batman that much. It's not my favorite. But you know, they've all got their super move, and those are always fun to see what they do.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and then the last thing is I went to a VR arcade yesterday.
Okay.
Ooh.
Played a few games. There's one here in Calgary called VR Arcade.
Yep.
Is that the one down by the IKEA?
Yes, it is. So the way this is set up is they have a bunch of curtains that are like makeshift like cubicles, and they're about I don't know, maybe like 10 feet by 10 feet with a carpet on the floor, and the carpet is actually like they say, you know, don't step off of the carpet. This is basically your play area, which is a good way for you to like not walk into the curtain.
Yeah.
And me and 3 friends went, and we all they grouped us up in each game we chose together. And the first one we played was called, I think it was called Arizona Sunshine, and it was just like a horde mode zombie shooter where you're in just like a little like broken down shack, and zombies are coming from every side, and you have to kind of shoot your way, and you have to like manually reload. These were on HTC Vives. We all had Vives on with the motion controllers. And that was fun. You could like pull the pin off a grenade, throw the grenade. You could pick up a burger to eat it. You could shoot your friends if you wanted to lose faster.
Yeah. Been there.
And that was kind of cool because when like you die, you're just kind of like a ghost, and you can kind of like watch the zombies and be like, "Hey, look out behind you! Like this guy's gonna need more help," to your teammates and stuff. We played. I don't even remember what the name of this game was, but it was basically kind of dodgeball.
Okay.
And so you have to pick up these little orbs, teleport around, shoot each other. You could pick up like sniper versions of the orbs, or like a giant rolling ball and like launch it at people and stuff like that. That was pretty fun as well. And then we played some ninja game that I don't remember the name of, and it was not ideal. I'd say Arizona Sunshine was probably like the best one they had there.
Cool.
But that was just a cool kind of experiment thing to try, going to a VR arcade and doing that as like a group. That was a fun time. Sure. And the headsets, they have the cords go up into the ceiling, so you can walk around freely.
Yeah,
without the cord getting in
the way.
That
makes sense.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. And that is all I've been playing.
Cool.
Let's do the very little bit of news.
Yeah,
it's barely news at this point, but PlayStation Plus games for January.
Yep.
Let me load up this list. Oh, come on.
So,
all right.
You got it?
Go ahead.
PlayStation 4, we got Deus Ex Mankind Divided. and Batman the Telltale series, which is probably how I'm going to finally play that, since it'll be free, essentially. There we go.
It's good. The Batman one is good.
Fair enough. PlayStation 3.
Is this the latest Deus Ex game or the one before it?
Mankind Divided is the most recent one.
Yeah.
Okay, so
the
Human
one before
Revolution
was Human
the one before
Revolution. That's right.
Yeah.
For PlayStation 3, we got Sacred 3, which is one that I always wanted to try, actually. I never did get around to it. And the Book of Unwritten Tales 2, which I haven't played either of those, so...
And then Vita cross-buy with PS4 is Psycho Pass Mandatory Happiness.
Yes.
Which I don't know what that is. And Uncanny Valley, which I also don't know what that is.
Uncanny Valley. Yeah. I can't picture in my mind what the game that is either.
Yep. Games with Gold for January. That's not the link to Games with Gold for January.
No, that is not.
All right, I'll look that up while this Games with Gold for January.
All right. Is this part of the news though? What that actually goes to?
That's the next news story.
Oh yeah, I see.
No, yeah, you have there twice.
Oh, okay, I see. So Nintendo's delaying 64 gig byte game cards. Is that story? I guess we could just move on to while you continue. Continue looking that up there. I mean, I don't have anything to say about
here's
this.
the Games with Gold. We'll get it out of the way. Here we go.
Yeah.
Xbox One, you got The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing 3. I guess there's 3 of those.
3. Good lord.
Yep. As well, that's the first half of the month. Or I guess it's... This is the way where they have it set up. You also get Zombie, which is the port of Zombie U. And on the 360, Tomb Raider Underworld and Army of Two, which both those games are kind of bad.
Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever. Free, I guess. All right. So now we'll move on
64 gig memory cards. Sounds like they are getting delayed. This is a report from the Wall Street Journal. They've pushed back the introduction of them, which would be great because there's a lot of games coming out that are like hitting that limit, if not bigger than that limit.
And so it would be good because like have you guys seen the box designs for when you have the download part of the game? They look awful.
What's one of the games so I can look it up?
LA Noire, Resident Evil Revelations. No, Doom didn't have it, I don't think. Yeah, LA Noire and Resident Evil are the most egregious of them that I can remember right now.
It looks normal to me. What am I looking for?
Like the white strip on the top there that says you must download the game and stuff like that.
Oh, that's not on the picture I'm finding.
Here, let me find the image.
Yeah, I just found the image. Oh my god, you're right.
It looks. I hate it, and
it's like a banner ad on
thing.
It's like a banner ad on your
stupid.
thing. Amazing.
Okay, I think I see one of them, and this is on the actual case itself.
Yeah. I just looked one up for WWE 2K18, and it's amazingly bad.
Oh yeah, that's another one. There you go.
Wow.
I'll link it in the chat for people watching live.
Sure. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's real bad.
The reasons they have given is technical issues. Okay.
Sure.
I guess it is a proprietary card, so it's not like
it's probably read speed issues or something. That's the only reason I can think of.
Yeah, probably.
But I guess it's good to see that those are eventually coming, because a lot of third parties, as we've stated, are running into that.
That is the first time I've seen that.
Does not have.
That's amazing.
I'm gonna look at this image you put.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that looks like garbage.
Yeah, it does.
I would hope, like, maybe at least it's a reversible cover with an actual cover.
LA Noire wasn't, from what I remember.
Great.
Yeah. That's too bad.
Oh, that sucks. Yep. All right, that's it for news. There's not a lot of news happening because it's the end of the year, of course. But we got some questions.
Yep.
If people want to send questions in, topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, and the Facebook group. We have something for the Facebook group. Did you grab it, Paul? Or do you want me to grab it?
I did not grab it.
Okay, why don't you guys read this first one while I grab the one from Facebook?
Sure. First one comes in from Thomas, and he says a few questions this week. First, what do you end up doing if your game console malfunctions? Do you buy the tools and fix it yourself, try to send it in for repairs if it's still supported, or buy a new one entirely?
Send it in if it's supported. Otherwise, if you have a store manufacturer, like I had to replace my 360.
Sure.
That's like the only one I've had to replace, thank God. But
That's the only one I've had to replace, and I sent it back to Microsoft. And I think it was free because it was a red ring.
Oh yeah.
I believe red rings were free for the 360.
Yep. I mean, they knew it was their reasoning that it fucked up, so that makes sense.
So you guys would you guys always send it, or was there ever a case where you would open
I
it
always
up yourself?
fix my own.
I think I swapped mine at our store actually.
Yep.
Okay.
If you have the means, why not? For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've always taken mine apart and did whatever I could to fix them myself. And it's worked, except for once, in which case I just bought a PlayStation 4 Slim or PlayStation 3 Slim because the original just stopped working completely, and the Slim version or whatever was like $200 at that point, or $300. It was nothing. Yeah,
I think for me, it depends on the price of the cost. And since I usually buy my consoles on launch, and there's usually a revision by the time my console does break, if it does break, I probably would just put
get
that
the revision.
cost, get the revision, get the new one.
Yep, I'm with you. He has a follow-up to that. What websites do you usually buy old consoles from? And I've never done that, so none for me.
All the old consoles I've purchased were like from like pawn shops.
Yep.
Or garage sales.
Yep. Me too.
What about you, John?
Really, like all my old consoles I've kind of just bought at like local stores.
Yep.
eBay, if you find a trusted seller you can trust.
Mm-hmm.
But like, almost all of mine have come from stores or conventions.
Word.
Or local sellers.
Word. His next question: have you ever done an all-nighter playing video games, and do you think you could do one again?
Yes, and God, no.
Really? Okay. It depends what the game is.
Well, here's the thing.
But...
like, I probably could, but I would feel like shit. No,
okay.
I've done too many late nighters, so I know that I will feel like garbage. I have done it so much. I have a muscle memory of how garbage it makes you feel. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Also, it's like you don't really have a reason to. It's not like you have to go to work the next day.
That is
playing the next day.
Yeah.
His job literally is to do that, though.
Exactly, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So why doesn't he just continue when he wakes up?
Do you remember the first one you ever all-nightered? Because I do, and it was Street Fighter 2, and it was the best night of my life.
You just played against the computer?
No,
by yourself?
Me and my cousin played all night.
All right.
I remember, it's not really an all-nighter, more like it was just like a non-stop fest, and that was Killer 7.
Okay.
And I remember going so long that I actually didn't eat the entire day, and then when I got up and realized I hadn't eaten, I started blacking out.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Yep.
Oh, God. This is awful.
Sean, all-nighters for you? Do you remember any?
Never.
No? Really?
No. I'm a big fan of getting my sleep in.
I mean, I played World of Warcraft religiously, so every expansion was like a 2-nighter, basically, when that came out.
Yeah, I think the worst I've ever done is just staying up until like maybe 2 or something.
Skyrim
and
was an all-nighter. All of the Metal Gear Solid games were an all-nighter for me. I'm
a big go to bed early, wake up early kind of person. So.
Yeah, I'm not. So
I would rather wake up earlier and play games than stay up late playing games.
Nope. The best part about night is nobody's around to bug you. That's the best part.
I have a hard time sleeping in.
Really? I guess because you go to bed at a decent hour usually. So.
Well, even if I stay up late, I'll still wake up like at my usual early time. So like if I want to get like a solid amount of sleep, I have to go to bed early.
Okay, he has more questions here. Third, what genre of game would be the hardest to give up for you?
The good kind.
Nice, good. The good genre.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
It's
a
my
good
favorite genre.
Survival horror. It's my favorite by far.
Platformer, because I feel like there's so many of them.
That's a real good one.
I would hate to lose like I don't know what is heavy narrative.
Is that a genre? Heavy
Like I'm
narrative?
trying like I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to think what that would be like.
I'm trying to think of what you play a lot of, like puzzle
Walking
games.
simulator?
You play a decent amount of puzzle games.
Not as much. I'm thinking of stuff like Telltale stuff. Life is Strange. Night in the Woods is heavy narrative.
Narrative
Tacoma's
adventure.
games.
Like
Yeah,
visual
sometimes
novels in a weird
Visual
way.
novel kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
Story games.
sure.
I would hate to lose my stories.
Fair enough. His final part of the question. Finally, this is non-gaming related. Won't be offended if you don't answer. Okay. Imagine you're transported back 10 years into the past. You can have your wallet and phone on you if you want. What would you do? Your identity would already be taken by yourself from 10 years ago. You couldn't be easily under the radar because your money would be worthless since the new Canadian bills hadn't been introduced. It would be a struggle to convince anyone that you are from 10 years in the future. Okay. How would you benefit from 10 years of hindsight is his actual question here.
Okay.
With a bunch of other stuff
So in the
on there.
past. This is why you should keep all your money as gold.
The stock market and lottery tickets.
Yep.
Invest
sure.
in Bitcoin. Right?
Yep.
I think I read an article that the
how would it be hard to convince yourself that you're future you? Like, I feel like that'd be super easy. You could just say things like no one else would know.
No, I think the idea is that you go back to that point of you, but you have all your memories from like now, essentially.
And there's no past self. You took over your body.
Yeah, that's what he means.
So there's not two of you.
No, it specifically says your identity would already be taken by yourself from 10 years ago. You basically go back in the past and have to pretend to be a different person. That's what the question's saying. You're not 10 years ago you. You're you currently.
Okay, I read it as
10
you
years
took over your
back.
body. Okay, so I'm someone else. Okay.
Yeah, in that case, how would you not be able to convince yourself?
All right. I would go and pick up all the chicks that I had crushes on just to spite me in your face.
I would stop myself from getting together with somebody from within that time limit.
That's true. There's a lot of things you could avoid. Yeah, like a lot of X's you could avoid. I'll agree with that one. Sure. Maybe just any injuries that were significant. I'd be like, hey, you were gonna go biking that day. Don't do that one.
I don't think I had any real bad injuries in that time. Actually, no, never mind. There was one pretty bad one. Yeah, I'm with you. That's a good one.
I'd probably get myself to start working out sooner and get those puberty gains.
Yeah.
Probably get on that. Yeah.
Right.
Because I'd be like 15, so that'd be good. What else? The thing is, with the stock market and like I'm gonna put a caveat on this thing. What if it's right this second, so you didn't have any time to research like lotto numbers?
Right.
Right? Because you're not gonna know the lotto numbers off. So what if it's like right this second it just happened?
Well,
Now
then the
what's the
stock
best?
market. Then it would have to be the stock market.
You'll just have to you just have to think what got big. It's Apple.
Yeah.
Like Amazon.
Apple, Google, Amazon, Bitcoin.
Facebook. Yeah. Okay.
I hate Bitcoin so much. Because I remember somebody saying that I should like give them some money for it and just being like, this is the stupidest thing. It'll never go anywhere. So every time I hear it went up, I'm just like, well, I'm going to kill myself. I hate Bitcoin so much.
It says you'll have your phone. I don't know if my phone would really work with like. I guess.
Let's say it's like
iPhone
Quantum Leap, where it still has a connection to like modern day, basically.
Okay, so it's not connected to like a past cell network that doesn't exist. It's somehow connected to the future cell network.
Yeah,
I would tell myself
then
that
I guess I could research lotto numbers with my phone.
I would tell myself that this is the best year to be playing video games for about 3 to 4 years, so enjoy it right now. 2007 was a good year.
2007? Okay, all right.
There are a lot of things I could fix if I got sent back to 2007. So
yeah.
There's a lot of things I could fuck up if I went back to then too, to be honest.
That's the thing. Like, do you think 10 years ago yourself you would like believe you?
Yeah.
Because for all intents and purposes, a hobo is coming up to you and getting really personal.
No, I would totally believe me. I was much less cynical 10 years ago than I am now.
So this is a stranger coming up to you and telling you all of your secrets.
I feel like you would literally like if you walked up to me and you said something that only you knew, and there's always something you specifically would know.
Yeah.
Okay. You had to be like, how the fuck do you know this? And be like, listen, you're not gonna believe me, but I'll tell you this, dude. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we're all saying, oh yeah, I'd believe that, but there's a part of us that would be like, you're a crazy person. You are literally a crazy person, and I'm getting away from you.
But then I'd be like, here's your GPA, or like, you're currently taking this course. This is what's going to happen.
Someone could find those out easily.
I know. All right. Well,
it would
then
have
what
to
about
be way more personal than that?
Fucking your SIN number, your bank account number, like stuff like you access regularly enough.
I have specific memories that if somebody told them to me, I'd be like, whoa. Yeah, okay.
I could just tell pass me my last couple of addresses and be like, oh, never mind. You're good.
Last couple of addresses, I'm gonna go over to you.
Every year.
You are the easiest person to scam. You are the easiest person to scam.
I would have moved 5 times since I'd moved to Calgary at that point. Who the fuck is gonna track 5 different addresses for one
If
university?
they had a goal, they could do that.
What?
It would have to be something so personal. I can't even think about how personal it would be.
And then drop like my Newfoundland address too while I'm at it or something like that.
Keep in mind, like those things are all in a database somewhere, right?
The things I would tell myself 10 years ago are not. I guarantee it.
Yeah, it would have to be something like a secret or like, yeah, it would have to be something that has not been written down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, I think the big one is I would prevent a lot of like negative experiences.
That's probably the best I could do too. I don't know shit about the stock market besides just what's big now.
But then exactly. Then we also run into the problem of if you change too much, like what if that destroyed the world? Or what if that changes you?
So butterfly effect, basically?
Yeah. What if you get rid of so many negative experiences that you're in such a good point that you don't need to go back in time 10 years, so you never do, so you don't get rid of those negative experiences. So you do go back in time.
I think
circle.
I think that depends on which theory of time travel you believe in.
That's true.
I feel like if we're doing that, then it's alternate, like branching path reality.
Like you've created a different universe when you went back in time.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's it. Thank you, Thomas, for your email.
All right, I got this Facebook one.
Okay.
This is from Daniel, and he says, just to show Paul there is at least one person on the Facebook group, here is a question for you all.
Yeah, after I said something about it, there wasn't before.
If you were hired to create a game, but it had to be in your least favorite genre, what conventions of the genre would you change to improve it?
Oh, that's good. That's a good question.
All right, everyone, what's your least favorite genre? I'm going to say sports.
Yeah, simulation sports.
Yeah, probably.
All right. We all need to fix sports games right here, right now.
So I think what John said about simulation sports is kind of where I stand too, because I like the NFL Blitz games, I like the NBA Jam games, I like more arcadey style sports.
Okay, so we're saying those are a different genre? Because I was just going to say you need to make more of those.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of it, right? Like, stop with your, like, Madden, just, like...
Okay, well, let's do that then. Let's say you have to... It's a different genre. How do you fix, like, realistic sports games? And I have no idea. Because I was going to say everybody should be on fire and can run twice as fast.
Right. Everyone should be on fire.
Well, when they turned everybody into cars, that worked really good for Rocket League and soccer.
Yep.
But that's not simulation sports. I don't know. How do you fix simulation sports?
Do you need to? Like, they're there for people who like them. Like, that's where I think this is...
What about this? What about...
Uh-huh.
This would work for football. It would work for basketball. any kind of sport where like the players can come in contact with another person.
Okay.
What if everyone and the ball is covered in butter?
Yeah. And
then it's just all rules are the same.
okay, I
I
was
feel like-
waiting for something else to happen.
I feel like this question is inherently flawed because really to fix one's like type of game, it just becomes a different type.
Exactly.
And usually that type already exists.
Yep. That's kind of where I'm at too.
I don't know. I still think this butter idea has something to it.
Yeah.
Because like the ball would be real slippery, and then all the players would just like slip off each other, and they can't hold the ball.
I mean, just
Then
put
it's not
RPG
realistic.
elements in it. That's the way to
RPG
do
elements
it.
in it.
That's it.
All right.
Every time you tackle somebody, you get experience points that you can allocate.
That'd be kind of
to a
interesting.
stat.
Like you get like damage numbers pop up on their head, like
Yeah,
Borderlands style.
Yeah.
Can see that.
And then you murder them for experience, which you allocate to stats for better weaponry.
What if it's like you put flubber on all their shoes with like a spray bottle, and Robin Williams
Yeah.
is there, and he's cheering you on, and then you can dunk real well.
Isn't that still just
Yep.
NBA Jam?
I guess.
Kind of. Yeah.
I guess. NBA Jam's a good game. What can I say?
Yeah. You're not wrong.
We got in the chat. We got Orc Football. They also did like what was the one where you get to see like the body parts like exploding? What was that football one?
Mutant Football League? Oh, NFL Blitz. Or
No,
Blitz the
not
League. Blitz the League.
Blitz the League. That was
That's
it.
right. Yeah. Stop trying to make trampoline basketball a thing. No.
Slam ball must live on.
Slam ball. Yeah. Just make basketball an actual game. Done.
I'm almost surprised there isn't one.
I kind of am too. Yeah.
All right, John, you got this next one from VGC Kenny.
All right. Next
That's
one comes
where
just
we
from Kenny. I went to my cousin's house for a Christmas party. She and her husband got their kids what they probably thought was an NES classic, but it wasn't. It was a bootleg. Raspberry Pi, hodgepodge. Yeah, with a hodgepodge of games. It had 620 games with only like 8 games per menu screen and a lot of misspelled words. Mario 1 had a sped up timer. They had a lot of what I assume are Japanese only games, including a Fist of the North Star game that my brother said was bad. No, we got a Fist of the North Star game over here. It's probably the same one.
Was it bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
They had Mario 6, which was the Tiny Toons game with a Mario skin for the player character. They had an 8-bit version of Angry Birds. Mega Man 3 seemed fine. The worst part about all of this was only a handful of people who had seen it immediately knew it was shady. All this to say, what are some bootleg games you've seen as gifts to people for holidays or birthdays?
Oh my god, that's amazing.
I actually think that's really funny.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of like that's almost novel.
That's way better than an NES classic.
Well, actually, getting an NES Classic is super rare, so that's really great. But like, if the NES Classic wasn't super rare, like you could
Tiny
still go out and,
Toons
like,
with
get
a
it.
Mario skin. That's really
I think it'd be
good.
pretty great to be like, hey, we're gonna sit down, like you're streaming this or something. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna go through what is on this cart and just
I
see
agree.
the obscene, weird mashups and stuff.
I agree. That would be really funny. So gifts that were like bootlegs or something. I've seen this a few times with Power Ranger figures that were obviously made from China and made in China and sold in dollar stores that like cheap parents have given to some friends and stuff, and those are hilarious because they're painted wrong or they have like weird visors or something. Those are hilarious. I've seen some of those. Bootleg toys in general are pretty great.
I'll point everyone to a Twitter account I follow called @bootleg_stuff. That
Okay.
It's pretty funny. That's a
Bootleg
pretty good
stuff's
follow.
pretty good. Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
I don't
right
think I've
now.
ever actually seen any bootleg stuff. I don't go to a lot of like big kind of Christmas stuff, like with big families or like friends' places. It's just kind of my immediate family. So I don't think I've seen any. John, I'm sure you've seen. I don't know if you've seen Christmas, but I'm sure you've seen a lot of bootlegs.
Not specifically for Christmas, but I've seen a lot of bootlegs. Like I remember as a kid, one of my friends, she had one of those like 32 or 64 in one NES carts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was basically just a Famicom cart with like a converter taped onto the bottom, and it would play like a bunch of different games. I weirdly enough still remember the music for like the menu screen. I also remember there being like two or three different versions of Mario 1. One just called Mario 2, and the literal only difference was instead of saying Super Mario Bros. On the title screen, it's a picture of Mario with his fingers going peace, and it just says 2.
Okay.
Nice.
It's kind of like
weird things
Sonic
like that.
2.
Yeah. But the game was the same with the sped up timer too, I guess. Yeah, like weird stuff like that. Like bootlegs are surprisingly common.
Yeah.
One of the ones I remember hearing about a lot was I don't remember where I heard it exactly, but some like I think it was a GBA cartridge of Super Mario Advance that was actually done by like one of those Ripper groups. So like when you boot up the game, it says like this game. If you return this game or if you stole this game, you should fucking die or something like that. It says something super rude like that. And some grandmother got it for like their 6-year-old kids, their like grandkids.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like weird things like that.
Where would you even find that stuff? Like in the wild, at a pawn shop, I guess.
Chinatown. Yo, I bought a lot of bootleg DVDs in Chinatown.
Yeah, I've done that too.
I could definitely see that now that I think about it. Chinatown. All right, I got this. Paul's got the next one, right?
I do have the next one. From Jirakos LP. Is that where we are?
I think it's Gyricos, yeah.
Hey guys, I'm looking forward to your Game of the Year episode. Your last one was the first TDP episode I ever listened to, and I've made sure to catch everyone since. My question is more of a request. Would you guys be willing to do predictions on the Steam Awards? The reason I ask is they're really weird and different from many other game awards, and it would be easy since all the award categories are on Steam for easy viewing with 5 nominations to choose from for each. Oh.
When is the Steam Awards?
I mean, they're going on now.
Yeah.
I think they're over on the 4th. So
they're almost done, yeah.
Oh, so we like just missed it?
But you and I could maybe just go through them, Sean, next week when John's gone anyway.
Are we doing a podcast before or after that?
I need to know when they're ending for sure.
Come back on January 3rd to see all the winners.
Oh, 3rd.
So we will have missed it.
We'll missed it, yeah.
I mean, we might be able to just do it now.
I guess so.
Well, like today's award is Haunts My Dreams, and the options are Dota 2, Counter-Strike, Civ 6, Dark Souls 3, and Factorio.
Wait, so is there like a different award each day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This award is slightly a misnomer because this game doesn't just haunt your dreams, it consumes your thoughts every waking moment of the day. This game doesn't demand your time, you give it willingly.
Okay, so hang on. So like the best way to get to do a prediction on every one would be to like do this on January 2nd. Is that what I'm getting?
No, I have the list for all the ones coming up and the ones that have been.
Oh, okay.
Let's get through the questions and we'll do it after. I'll get this ready while you guys.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Next question comes from Bagel Master 5000. What's your favorite music album?
Ooh.
Yeah, this is a good question. I was thinking about this a little bit.
Mine's probably 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge from My Chemical Romance. It's also one of the few albums I listened to from my bands where I like 99% of the songs, which is rare.
I got 2 personal favorites. Discovery by Daft Punk, because that was the first CD I bought, and it's also a phenomenal album. And The Resignation by the RX Bandits, which is like a progressive ska alt rock group. It's actually, well, they were back then at least. It was really good. There's like every song I love basically on that album.
I really like Downward Spiral from Nine Inch Nails and The Fragile. For rap, I really like Deltron 3030. I like Del the Funky Homo Sapien stuff a lot, especially with Dan the Automator. In that respect, like Handsome Boy Modeling School, White People is fucking amazing. This is a category.
Man, what's your favorite music album?
This is a category I could talk for hours on, honestly. It depends on my mood, but right now, let's say Queens of the Stone Age, Songs for the Deaf for this moment. I've been listening to that again recently.
That's a really good album.
Great album. So That's like a thing I could actually do a podcast weekly on, because music is more important to me than games by far. So anyway, moving on. And I'm still trying to get this.
You got
list
the next
ready.
one?
Oops. Yep. From Calman, what is your favorite and or least favorite Star Wars game?
Yes.
Favorite is Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2. I used to play that online a bunch. That was real fun.
I haven't played many.
Least favorite, probably Shadows of the Empire, because that game is aged like garbage.
That game is fucking trash. Were you? No, that was Nathan. Nathan and I replayed it like a year ago.
No, a couple years ago we did it for
Retro Screen. You're right.
We did it for Retro Kill Screen. That's the only reason I beat that game.
That's when
Man,
we played through it again. Yeah, that game is
Yeah.
fucking garbage. Nathan is really good at that game. He can beat it like pretty easily. I don't understand. Game's garbage.
I mean, I beat it too, but like,
yeah.
And I don't have an answer. I don't play a lot of Star Wars games.
I really like the Rogue Squadron stuff. I really like actually flying in Battlefront 2 is like really fun. All the like aerial missions are super great. Masters of Terra's Kazai or whatever is kind of garbage, but I have a fondness for it I shouldn't be allowed to have. Yeah.
I'll agree with you on that one.
Yeah, that game is actual trash, but I loved it growing up, and I still have a fondness for it, so. And am I up next?
I got the last one while you're setting up.
Okay.
I'm just going to read the question part of this, which it's a hard question. Have you ever had a dream you felt was impossible until something unexpected made it possible? You know, just a nice, easy question.
Okay. Is this supposed to be like an uplifting story?
There's a story in like earlier on in the question that you just didn't read out.
Yeah, well, I just thought it was kind of long, so.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, we can read it if you want.
I have another story in question. When you're a kid and people ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? There are some pretty standard answers. When I was little, I wanted to be a Pokemon trainer. Yes, I knew this was impossible, but that's what I wanted deep down, even though I knew it wasn't obtainable. With the creation of Pokemon Go, I have somehow managed to reach this goal. Even people at work have dubbed me the Pokemon Senpai because of how familiar I am with the world.
That's great.
And then my question is, have you ever had a dream that felt impossible until something unexpected made it possible?
I don't know. Getting a good job in California was a pretty cool dream and success of mine.
I'll be honest with you. Growing up, I loved listening to talk radio, and finding out you could podcast was like the best thing in the world to me. It's like, you mean I could just do that?
I feel like everyone, when they like start listening to podcasts a lot, they have the thing like, I should do that. I should do a podcast. I've heard so many people do that.
Yeah, I mean, because growing up, the only way that you would even think of it is listening to the radio and like talk radio and stuff like that. Unfortunately, in Calgary, we didn't have anything great, but I used to listen to some like bootleg tapes and stuff of Howard Stern and all these like great American hosts and all that stuff. So I was super into that. And then just knowing that you could do that yourself on the internet was like mind blowing.
Yeah, I never did the talk radio route, but I definitely listened to a bunch of podcasts for a number of years before I wanted to start one. Any dreams you succeeded in, John?
Not really. Because all my dreams were like fighting crime with superpowers or weird shit like that.
I mean, a gun is kind of a superpower. You could buy a gun.
I mean, when it becomes a laser pistol, then we're talking. But for now, no.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, Paul, do you want to do these predictions?
Yeah, I'm set up here. Okay. So we're going to go through these. There's been one every day since, I don't even know. I'm not going to do the math in my head because it doesn't say when it started. But
the 21st of December.
21st.
Of December?
It does say. Yeah.
Okay. And it ends, the last one's on the 2nd, and then all the winners will be on the 3rd announced. Starting at the beginning, choices matter. games are about agency. This award is for the game that has it in spades. Maybe it's because there's 31 ways you can breach Villain's Lair. Perhaps there's the blah, blah, blah. Agency in video games. The finalists were The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, Dishonored 2.
What? That came out last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Released May 18th, 2015, apparently.
Yeah.
That might just be Witcher 3 straight up, but yeah.
Anyway, all right.
Divinity
Oh, yeah.
Original
There's
Sin
games
2.
on these lists from last year. Alien Isolation is one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not straight up like Game of the Year. They're just
Steam
the
Awards have never been Game of the Year.
Games of the current year. Okay.
They've always been, this is on Steam that people have played this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like popular ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, Dishonored 2, Divinity Original Sin 2, The Walking Dead A New Frontier, and Life is Strange Before the Storm.
See, well, here's the thing with freaking The Witcher 3 on there. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
I just think The Witcher 3 is going to win.
I threw a vote to Life is Strange, but yeah,
So you're going to say Life is Strange?
I
Or do you
guess.
want it
But like,
changed?
I have a feeling Witcher 3 is probably going to win.
So, okay, which one do you want me to mark you down for? Witcher 3?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll do Witcher 3.
Okay, I'm going to do Divinity.
Yeah, that might be do it too. That's true.
Mom's Spaghetti. These are games that make you excited. These are games that make you happy. Then, there are games that make you excited. There are games that make you happy. Then there are games that are so intense they elicit a physical reaction. We're talking weakened knees, sweaty palms, fear-inducing accidents, blah, blah, blah.
What a weird title for this category.
For, like, horror, essentially, or,
Yeah.
like, stressful.
I mean, like, I get
guess.
the reference, but, like...
The stressful
and
situation. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay.
Alien Isolation, Outlast 2, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard / Biohazard 7 Resident Evil. I love that.
Okay.
I love that so much. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Japanese players. Yeah.
Or The Evil Within 2. I'm giving it to PUBG, probably.
Is this supposed to be actually like the scary category? Or is this just like the one that excites you the most category?
Like a stress-inducing, I guess. For PUBG, it would be like the final
probably
moments.
PUBG. Probably PUBG.
These are voted on by the players, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, PUBG.
Okay, we're all saying that then. Makes sense. Labor of Love. This game has been out for a while. The team is well past its first unveiling of their creative baby, but being the good parents they are, these devs continue to nurture and support their creation. This is actually a category I've always wanted to do for Game of the Year, because I think it's super cool how some companies just release one game and then just, like, support it forever. The finalists are Team Fortress 2, Crusader Kings 2, Warframe, Path of Exile, and Titan Quest Anniversary Edition.
Probably TF2. If not, then Warframe.
Idea. I guess TF2.
Okay, you're both TF2. I'm actually going to go Path of Exile. Somebody just logged in that I need to close. Okay, there we go. Suspension of disbelief. Let's be honest, games can have some pretty ridiculous elements in them, from the stories that drive the action to the items required to conquer obstacles to even the protagonists themselves. This award is for a game that has a key component which, when described out of context, seems totally insane. But when playing, the game doesn't even make you bat an eye because in the moment it makes total sense. So,
I have no idea what these will be.
Saints Row 4, Rocket League, Goat Simulator, South Park: The Fractured Butthole, and Wolfenstein II: The New Colossus.
I get it.
I want it to be Saints Row, but it's probably Goat Simulator.
Yeah,
Rocket League? That's my guess.
You're gonna say Rocket League? Okay. I will say Wolfenstein for difference.
That was like my second choice.
The world is grim enough. Let's all just get along award. Games delight and entertain us, giving us much needed breaks from the sorrows and low points in our lives. And let's be honest, for lots of people, it's been a rough 2017. That's why SASC has chosen to celebrate a game that doesn't involve combat or conflict. So, the Happy Award, I guess. No, maybe not to Happy Award, considering the first finalist is To the Moon.
That has a nice ending.
Yeah. It doesn't have really a happy one, but it has a nice one. I'll give you that.
Okay.
So To the Moon, City Skylines. It's pretty good. Abzu, Stardew Valley, and Slime Rancher.
I'm going to say Stardew Valley.
Stardew.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you both as well. For sure. No Apologies. This award is for a game that you love unconditionally. I won't bother reading the other shit because it doesn't matter. The Witcher Enhanced Edition Director's Cut, Gothic 2 Gold Edition, Mountain Blade Warband, Rust, or Honey Pop. And I voted for Honey Pop, so I'm just going to keep that vote. Game's
I
so
have
good.
absolutely no idea.
You're not even going to guess, huh?
The Witcher.
Okay.
You know what?
Witcher
I'm
it
going
is.
to join you on that one, Paul. Let's go Honey Pop.
Oh. I think that when I think somebody's saying, you know what, I don't even care. This is a good game. Honey Pop's the game that comes to mind. So that's why I voted. Next category defies description. This game is like, well, it's more similar to a combination of, I can't describe it, just play it. So, yeah. Gary's Mod, Antichamber, The Stanley Parable, Pony Island, or Doki Doki Literature Club. I still need to play that one.
Fuck.
Yeah, I need to play that one as well.
I was going to say Stanley, but with Doki Doki on there, that's like the current hot title for this weird shit. So I'm probably going to say that.
I'm
But
actually
I
agreeing
want-
with you.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want it to be
I'll agree
Stanley,
with that
though,
too.
but I have a feeling it's going to be Doki Doki.
I'm with you on that one.
I'll make that a third.
Next category is Cry Havoc and Let's Slip the Dogs of War. The Bard said it best, this game doesn't necessarily offer the biggest explosions, it offers something better, potential to be a rampaging force of nature, or not, who knows. You're an agent of chaos, no one's going to tell you what to do. Red Faction Guerrilla, Just Cause 3, Broforce, Middle-earth Shadow of War, or Total War Warhammer 2. This is a great category. I'm going to say Just Cause 3.
I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Broforce.
Okay. That's a good choice, too, by the way. Okay, today's vote is Haunts My Dreams. And because it's today's vote, the page I'm on doesn't actually have a description for it.
Scroll up.
The very
If not,
top
I
here.
have the description here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there it is. I see it. This award is a slight misnomer. This game doesn't just haunt your dreams, it consumes your thoughts of every waking moment of the day. The game doesn't demand your time, you give it willingly. So the choices are Dota 2, Counter-Strike Go, Sid Meier's Civilization 6, Dark Souls 3, and Factorio.
That's actually a tough list, but I'm still going to go
Yeah.
with Civ 6
Yeah.
because of the
Just
stigma
Dota
around
2.
Civ.
Sean, you are Dota 2?
Yep.
Okay. And I don't think it's going to win, but I'm giving it to it, so I'm going to count it as my vote for Dark Souls 3. Why isn't this taking? There we go. Okay. Soul of Vitruvius?
Mm-hmm.
Vitruvian Man was Leonardo's celebration of the ideal form. With that spirit, SASC looks to celebrate a game with the most lovingly rendered character. So the finalists are I Am Bread, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, Bayonetta, and Nier Automata.
It's not going to win it, but I'm picking Nier just because
You're picking Nier? Okay.
I want it to win.
I'm picking Hellblade. I love that I Am Bread is in here so much.
Most lovingly rendered character. Oof. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Hellblade as well.
Okay.
That's probably going to win it.
All right. Next category. Whoa, dude. 2.0. The Academy wasn't clear enough in the awards description last year. Let's try this again. This award is for the Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas of video games.
Yes, very clear.
Yep, much clearer than last year for sure. Finalists are Antichamber, Hotline Miami 2, Wrong Number, CPU Invaders, The Evil Within 2, and Luna. I feel like Antichamber's going to take it.
That's like the only one I really know a lot of. So Antichamber, yeah.
I'm gonna say Hotline Miami 2, but it's probably Antichamber.
Okay, John is Hotline Miami 2. Okay, best soundtrack. I mean, this is self-explanatory, so I'm not even going to read the thing. Transistor, Crypto the Necrodancer, Cuphead, Undertale, and Nier Automata. This is fucking hard.
That's
Whoa.
a tough list.
It's not going to win it, but I want Nier to take it. I'm going to guess with Nier.
I'm going Undertale.
I'm gonna go
Right.
Cuphead.
This is Steam. Yeah, it's going to be Undertale.
John's
All right,
going Cuphead.
last category.
Even better than I expected. This is pretty self-explanatory as well.
This is an easy one. Yeah.
So, finalists are Cuphead, Hollow Knight, Call of Duty World War II, Assassin's Creed Origins, and Sonic Mania.
Sonic Mania.
Sonic Mania.
Yeah, me too. All right.
There's our predictions.
That's
I wouldn't be
it.
surprised if Cuphead also took that one, though.
Yep, me neither.
That's it for questions this week. If people want to send in questions for next week, topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Facebook group, the Discord channel, John's P.O. Box.
We do have episode titles.
Oh, can we push
do
them to
we?
next week? I actually need to run.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. I'm about to see Star Wars in 30 minutes for the second time.
Oop. Okay.
So let's just do games of the week, and then we can sign off.
Nioh.
Yakuza.
Wolfenstein 2.
All right, quick
Wait.
housekeeping. Next week, since it's 2018, we'll be changing up the logo and the
Yeah, I
Patreon
made a new
goal.
logo, 2018 logo. And
Yeah.
we did reach our Patreon goal. I will be making a post about what we'll be doing with that within the week, ideally before the 1st. So if you're a patron, keep your eye out for that.
Yep. And I'll be live streaming tonight in about 2 hours on my channel.
Oh, yeah. So stick around.
Nice. All right, that's it.
All right. Thanks to everyone for listening. John, you're not here next week. Is that right?
Yes, I'll be leaving Wednesday for MagFest.
Okay. So 2 of us will see you next week. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye, everybody. Happy New Year.